You join me today as the transfer window finally opens and we need to do business. Plus, we have a huge challenge in the FA Cup third round. Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Project Turnaround, where we try and turn around one of the sides that's fallen out of the Premier League, in this case, Brentford. My name is Mark, and on today's episode we have two games for you. First up, an FA Cup third round game against Chelsea, Premier League Chelsea, and then we have a Championship match day 28 against Millwall. There has been a bit of happening since you were last with us, but we'll do a little bit of housekeeping first. Of course, this episode is an extra episode this week because we didn't have any last week. And also, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. It helps me immensely here on YouTube. Leave me a comment if you're enjoying the series or you want me to do something else once the full fat version of FM24 comes out. Let me know what you want me to go and do with that particular save. Right, let's get on with it. Before we, I didn't mention FM24, did I? Well, I did mention it, but I didn't say that if you still haven't bought your copy, there is a link and a discount code below. Go and use them. Helps the channel as well and saves you some money to boot. So it's all good. Yeah, fantastic. Right, okay, since you were last with us, we have been doing a bit of transfer business. We have started to run the old mills, as it were. Not, as you see from there, nothing happening at the minute. We do need to do a bit more business, though. Incomings since the summer. Dennis Preet was the last in from Leicester in the summer. But Connor Roberts has come in from Burnley for £7 million. And Anthony Patterson has come in from Sunderland for £13.5 million. Will be rising to £14 million. But we've paid quite a lot for him up front. Connor Roberts, I seem to apologise. I'm not quite sure what's gone on. I haven't got time to find out at the minute. Having fixed kits in one of them, I seem to have lost pictures of players for some reason or other. They seem to have disappeared. I need to have a look and find out what's gone on. Connor Roberts is a right wing back, can play in central defence, can play on the left if we really, really need him to. But he's predominantly a right-sided defender, can play in the wing-back position, can play in central defence, though he's not probably one of the best, but he is the best when it comes to defensive right-back and right wing-back. So that's the position that he will be predominantly playing in. So we've brought him in 3.5 star current ability, 3.5 star potential ability. He is 28 and 5'9", and he's played 67 games for Burnley, scored a couple of goals, and before that he was at Swansea, Middlesbrough and Bristol Rovers to boot. Then we have Anthony Patterson. He's coming from Sunderland. He is our new goalkeeper. We said, I think in the previous episode, we do need a new goalkeeper. Interestingly, in this squad comparison, Strakosha has actually got in front of David Raya. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there, but 3.5 star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's only 23. He's 6'1", and he will make his debut today. He's literally just come through the door before this episode, so we will get to see him for the first time together. Made 87 appearances for Sunderland, only conceding 81 goals. I say only when you consider that in relation. I mean, it's less than a goal a game he's conceding. So let's hope he can bring that forward into his playing time here. But certainly David Raya has had a few iffies of late. And let's hope Patterson can give us that little bit of surety at the back. Since you were last with us, we have played one game, a game against Derby County, having got 2 draws in the last game. And I'm not sure, the computer seems to be a bit slow this afternoon. I'm not sure what's going on. As you will see, dominated this game, 26 shots, 12 of which were on target. Not 50% quite, but 4.01 on the XG, 61% of the possession. They had 7 shots, 5 on target, 0.91, 39% of the possession. And these were the goals. Josh Da Silva Yarmolak, Janssen and Openda. Pontus Janssen coming back from injury, of course, just recently. So let's have a quick look at these goals. Just to round up, Josh De Silva. I don't think he scored this season. This was his first goal of the season, possibly. My memory doesn't serve me right. Here we go. De Silva creates a bit of space for himself. Bidstrup in support. Winks back to De Silva. De Silva by this time has teed himself up outside the area. Puts that one away very, very nicely. Yarmolak was next on the board. Roberts, you'll see him later. Bidstrup comes into the area. It bobs up. It caught a deflection, but yeah, it fell nicely for Yarmolak. And Yarmolak hit it on the volley into the back of the net. It 0-0 at half time. So we're now 2 up in the second half. And then a free kick. Roberts with a free kick. And Janssen gets up, nods that one in the back of the net. He is definitely going to be a good free kick taker, I think. And Lewis Openda rounding it off on 86 minutes. Stevens comes inside, dinks it over the top. Openda brings it down nicely, chests it down, hits it on the volley. 4-0 against Derby, and a good win that was too. I'm clicking away here. Nothing's happening. It will work in a moment, I promise you. It just seems to be very, very slow. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully it won't affect the game when we get into it. Right, I was going to look at overall match momentum, wasn't I? Last match against Derby County, you see, they had about 10 minutes of the whole match where they actually, early in that second half, interestingly enough, where we really went mad after that. Where does that leave us in the table, I hear you cry? Well, we are currently 5th, and I think we were about 6th last time you were with us. We are in 5th, on goal difference from Blackburn, who are in 6th place, just inside the playoff places. But we have closed that gap now quite nicely. We can overtake Wolves today, potentially. Burnley won their game in hand, which has put them some 4 points clear of us. We just need to keep chumming away. They'll make a mistake at some point or other, and we'll have to play them as well, of course, at some point. Sheffield United are in 2nd on 58, 5 points clear of Burnley, and then some 8 points clear of Sheffield United. Crystal Palace having lost 3 games now against Sheffield United. Sheffield Wednesday, who are in the bottom, say no more, and Preston. They are the teams that have, we did manage to get a draw against them, of course. They've drawn with all the Bs, Brentford, Birmingham and Burnley. So they will be annoyed by Sheffield clubs. They will also be annoyed by any clubs beginning with B, because they seem to take points off them. So that's how it all stands. Huddersfield, Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea currently in that drop zone. They are 4 points adrift of Queen's Park Rangers in 21st. Huddersfield just 3 points adrift. And we have a full complement of games today. 20th of January, of course. So not a lot of time left, I just realised, in the transfer window. And we do need to bring in some more players. Did have a look at the squad planner screen. This screen. And if you don't know, I've only just realised it. You can... Actually, we go... No, it's not that at all. It's this one. It's this is the full squad. I don't think it was there originally. But you can see... Interesting, it isn't showing... Why? Hang on a minute. Why is it not showing? Here we go. Goalkeeper. Ask assistant. Suggest for current positions. Suggest for everything. There we go. That sorts that out. And then if we go back to this screen. There we go. That's a bit better. So you can see where we need to fill in. Connor Roberts can fill in on both sides there. But Tavares we've got on that side. So we're okay across the back. We're okay across here. I think possibly we need somebody else up with Lois Openda potentially. In fact, it's not playing the right. That's the one we want. That's a bit better. Yeah. And possibly another attacking midfield centre. If we can get more than a 3-star attacking midfielder, that would be good. And possibly another good striker up front. That's what we're looking for anyway. Right, let's not mess about anymore. Let's get on with the episode. And first up is an FA Cup third round tie against Chelsea. We have played them twice, lost to them twice. We lost to them at Stamford Bridge 2-0 in the Premier League last season, and we lost 3-0 here at the Community Centre. The Community Stadium. Why do I want to call it the Community Centre? Community Stadium. And Kai Havertz getting 2 in that one and a goal in that one. So he's a thorn in our side, shall I say. And here is the side that will face Chelsea in this FA Cup third round tie. Patterson making his debut in goal. Tavares, Mari, Starfelt and Connor Roberts, who's not making his debut, but the first time you've seen him. The only thing is, we've just had a bit of a complaint. All right, what I was going to say was Tavares playing as a complete wing-back. So he's there. Roberts, as say, on the other side. And in midfield, we have De Silva, Bidstrop, playing as the deep-lying playmaker. Is that his best position? Actually, he's a ball-winning midfielder. Let's set him up as a ball-winning midfielder. On support. There we go. And Winks out on the right of that trio. Perez sits behind Zikari and Openda up front. Raya, Beck, Sorensen, Prayet, Lewis Potter, Janssen, Yamalak, Sharaway, Roslev and Lafi are all on the bench. And slightly different screens as we've playing in the FA Cup, but of course, as I said, we have a problem with these pictures at the moment. I will endeavour to sort that out. The Chelsea team that we face in Bergstrom, Chilwell, Koulibaly, Skriniar, Fofana, Kante in as the defensive midfielder, Kovacic and Fernandes in front of him, Raheem Sterling on the left, Mason Mount on the right, sitting behind Kai Havertz. It's a very familiar from our beta save last season. Zinedine Zidane is the manager, of course. Bagler, Silva, Mudryk, Lukaku, Gallagher, Chalobah, Colwill, Badashil and Ampadu all on the bench. Confirmation of those two teams for you. First highlight comes 8 minutes in. It's a corner from Roberts and Mari just couldn't bring that down. Chelsea come forward. Fofana has one bite of the cherry. It's coming for a second. It's cleared, but only as far as Chilwell and giving him plenty of room. And Sterling had a go, but Patterson making the save. And with 34 more minutes on the clock, we had an indication that why are these players not in the right place? Openda had actually got a knock and he is injured, but feels he can shake off the knock. But alongside that, Andy Zakari has picked up an injury now, a thigh injury, which is really, really annoying. So he's out of the thing. Lewis Potter's going to have to come on for him. And I don't think we've got another out-and-out striker. Perez will have to come forward. Potter's going to make the change for the moment. It's Openda's going to have to come off because we don't want to get him injured. So we just need to see it through to half-time if we can. Anyway, Lewis Potter is on then for Zikari. Roberts with a throw-in for a long throw. It's a bit wayward, but Perez has it. Perez, Bidstrop in support. Bidstrop finds Starfelt. Starfelt flies one forward, but nobody there. And De Silva's beaten in the tackle. De Silva wins it back. And that's out wide to Sterling. Sterling has Chilwell in support. Crossed in. Oof, just wide from Mount. And we've got through to half-time. 0-0 at half-time. We've had one shot. Nothing on target. 0.07. 34% of the possession. Chelsea have been quite dominant. 8 shots, 4 on target. 0.83. 66% of the possession. And we got a little bit of an injury crisis. And just to make sure Openda doesn't, especially if Zikari is out, Openda doesn't have too much trouble with that injury. We've taken him off and replaced him with Yarmolenko playing as the shadow striker. And we've moved Perez into that attacking position for the second half. First highlight of the second half, 59 minutes in. Chelsea gone to a 4-4-2. Fernandes with a free kick. Oh, and unlucky. Patterson dropped, well, I say dropped, parried the ball. But a question of offside. It's under review. And it's not offside. It's been awarded. And it was Lukaku who's come on as substitute. Patterson making a fine save from the free kick. And with 66 minutes on the clock, making one more change at this point in time, Josh Da Silva. He's tiring very, very quickly. He's coming off, and we've replaced him with Enzo Lafay. Chilwell with a throw-in on that far side. Mudryk. Patterson is there to collect. Patterson launches a long one forward. He's headed down. Yamalak is in. Yamalak! Oh, he's missed. And with 80 minutes on the clock, nearly 81 minutes on the clock, making our final two changes. Our two wing-backs have come off. We've taken off on the left side Nuno Tavares, and he's been replaced by Beck Sorensen. And Roslev has come off. Roslev has come on the right-hand side for Connor Roberts. And we have a free kick now. It's 4 minutes of injury time. We're in the last minute of normal time. Lafay! And Lafay scores his third of the season. And we are level after 90 minutes. And Chelsea have been dunked right at the end. And is this going to replay? We could be in the draw for the fourth round of the FA Cup. It's full time, it's 1-1, and we bring them back to the Brentford Community Centre for a replay, bring in some money, and, we weren't completely overawed. And I think we give it a very, very good go, to be fair. Didn't have many shots, and we only hit the target once, which was the free kick, I think. 6 shots, 1 on target. 0.65 on the XG, 35% of the possession. They had 17 shots, 8 on target, 1.64, 65% of the possession. But we've managed to get a draw. Well, the bad news is that Zakari has picked up a hamstring strain. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Joins our medical centre. In fact, he's the only player out at the moment, where Janssen and Tavares have just come back. So Zakari is the only player that is currently out. Disappointing. Patterson makes his Brentford debut, and I think he did reasonably well, considering he was up against Chelsea. I'm quite impressed by that. So, all in all, it was a good day at the office for him, certainly. One thing I did realise is when I was talking transfers earlier, I didn't actually talk transfers with regards to incomings either, did I? Outgoings. And we have had a couple of outgoings. Onyeka has left for Nashville for £4.8 million. Mikael Damsgaard has gone to Red Bull Salzburg for 17.25 million, rising to 19.25 million. And Brian Mbeumo has gone to Transpor in Turkey, I think that is, for 20 million. Both those players wanted to go. The fans are not happy, but as I say, they wanted to go and they were pulling the side down. Brian Mbeumo hasn't played for some time since he really got the grump on earlier in the season. So we need to replace those players for sure. Be looking for a right-sided. We're not playing wide players at the moment, albeit we could switch it up a little bit on occasion. So somebody that can play around about there would be quite handy, I guess. Right, well, the next game up is the Millwall game. They're currently 12th in the table. Played them once in the Championship earlier in the season. Lost 3-0 to them on that occasion. I have a feeling it could be a little bit different today. But before that comes up, we will have the draw for the fourth round of the FA Cup. And here is the draw for the fourth round of the Emirates FA Cup. And we're in it because we have a replay against Chelsea. We'll see in the schedule where that comes up. very, very shortly. But there are the teams left in this draw. Let's get it underway. Everton are first out. They will play West Ham. An all Premier League clash that. Aston Villa next out. They will play Manchester United, another all Premier League tie. Hull City of the Championship beat Bristol City, I think, in the third round. They'll play Fulham, and not doing particularly well in the Premier League, I don't think. Or am I thinking of the other save? I'm thinking of the other save, I think. Crystal Palace will play Watford or Reading. Fleetwood or Coventry will play Leicester. Peterborough or Lincoln City will play Sunderland. Forest Green Rovers, they will play Liverpool. What a tie that is for Forest Green. Wolves will play Port Vale or Norwich. Cardiff will play Stoke. An all Championship affair, that one, I think. Manchester City. So somebody's going to the Etihad. It's Newport County. Middlesbrough. And it's ourselves or Chelsea. Whoever wins through in their match, in our match, should I say, will meet Middlesbrough at the Riverside Stadium. Middlesbrough currently of the Premier League, of course. And we've advanced to the end. And here is the full draw for you. Those that you didn't see come out: Arsenal, Preston versus Preston or Portsmouth, Tottenham versus Wickham, Ipswich Town versus Brighton, Newcastle versus Oxford, and Southampton versus Queen's Park Rangers or Morecambe. Let's go and have a look then at the schedule, see where the replay falls in. And the replay for the third round will appear here. So we're going to play Millwall next, and then we'll come back very, very quickly for the third round replay and Swansea City in the next episode. Where does the fourth round fall in? The fourth round comes along on the 10th of February. 10th of February. So if we go back to the schedule, it will be here where Sheffield United is. So that will be the fourth round, if we were to get there, of course. Right, let's get on. And we have Millwall next up. Can we get another 3 points to add to our total? Let's hope so. And with most of the other teams having been played earlier games today, we are in the evening kickoff against Millwall in this Sky Bet Championship Matchday 28. The team to face them are Patterson in goal, Tavares, Amari, Janssen and Roberts, our backline. De Silva and Kamara are alongside Bidstrop in that central midfield. Yarmulke plays as the... I think he prefers to play as a shadow striker. I'm not sure. Hang on, let's just check. Actually prefers to play in midfield there somewhere, but let's have him as the advanced playmaker for now. And Openda and Perez up front with the injury to who was injured last time out. I've forgotten who was injured. Who was injured? That was Zikari, of course it was, and he's out for 3 weeks as it is, and not good. Carl Starfelt, he's travelling, he's going on international duty with Sweden, would you believe? So he's not available today. Beck Sorensen, he'll be leaving us in July. He's signed a contract to leave us. We'll look at those, and there has been a bit of movement as well in the transfer market, so we'll come to those a little bit later. On the bench today, Rea, Sorensen, Preet, Lewis Potter, Stevens, Lafee and Sharaway. And you know what? I've just decided, while I read out those the team for you, I've actually put Lafee on because he came on as substitute last match and played an absolute stonker. including getting the equaliser for us. So I've put him in place of De Silva. So De Silva drops to the bench. Lafille goes in that. That's the team for today's match. And here we are at the Den. And Millwall playing a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder. We're playing our now familiar formation. Millwall 12th on 40 points and we are 6th on 49. Confirmation of the two teams for you. And our first highlight comes just short of 8 minutes. It's Millwall throw-in and Mitchell has a shot from outside the box, just gone over. Millwall with a free kick. Honeyman swings it in. Janssen heads it clear. Yamalak. Perez back to Yamalak. Yamalak comes forward, but he's not been in control of that ball and gives it away. Swung out wide. Mari. Lafille has picked up an injury, I notice. Mari. Need to have a look at that in a minute. Tavares. Tavares finds Yamalak. Yamalak into the box. Yamalak. He puts it away. His 6th goal of the season. And Yamalak is enjoying that role as the attacking playmaker. And on 14 minutes, we go 1 up. Nice through ball. Tavares will get the assist for that. Yamalak goes into the area and puts a bit of curl on the ball. Lovely. And a question of whether he was offside or not. He's not. Being played on by the defender over here, Wallace. And Lafille, his injury has got worse. It did say that we should be able to get him through the match, but clearly that's not the case. Groin injury to Lafille, and Josh De Silva will have to come on early and replace him. And that was a bit of a shame because Lafille playing reasonably well up until that point. We have a free kick now. Roberts with the free kick. Swings it in. Oh, and Janssen just over the top. Corner now. Tavares with the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. And it's gone deep. And again, headed over the top. Tavares with a throw-in on that side. Long throw. It's dealt with. De Silva is there. Tavares back into the area. Didn't quite get to its intended target, I don't think. Mari comes back and tidies up. Roberts, poor ball from Roberts, trying to thread it through and didn't make it. And that's going out wide to Fleming. Fleming over the top of Fleming. And he has McNamara in support. Chip that one in. Janssen brings it down and tidies up. Tavares. Openda, who's playing a little bit wider there. All the way back to Janssen. Bidstrup. Chips one over the top, but it's headed down. But Kamara is there. Openda. And Openda's round the goalkeeper and slots away his 17th goal of the season. And Openda is enjoying himself. It's 2-0 on 45 minutes. Question of whether he was offside again. Ooh, there's not much in it, but he was just about onside. No more highlights in that first half. We've got to half-time with a 2-0 lead. Yamalak after 14. Lewis Openda after 45. 7 shots, 2 on target, 1.21, 49% of the possession. They've had 3 shots, nothing on target, 0.34, and 51% of the possession. First highlight of this second half comes after 65 minutes. Roberts with a free kick. Roberts has come back off the woodwork. Perez in, and Janssen way over the top. And with 66 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Perez has come off for Lewis Potter, and Mads Bidstrup has come off, and we've replaced him with Dennis Preet. And with 73 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes at this juncture in time. And we have taken off Who have we taken off? We've taken off Nano Tavares and brought on Bech Sorensen. And we've also taken off Connor Roberts and brought on Finn Stevens. We have a corner now. Preet with the corner. Swings it in deep. But it's headed back out. Yamalak goes out wide. Preet is still out there. Preet into the area. But it's a soft touch by Lewis Potter. They have a free kick now. Just inside their own half. Ball forward. Sorensen heads that down. Yamalak. Kamara. Mari. Sorensen. Sorensen comes forward with the ball on this left wing. Puts it into space for Yamalak. Yamalak now just needs to cross this into the area. He's not. He's waiting for Sorensen. Tried to cut that ball back to Kamara, but it's a poor ball. And it's through to Issei. And they've carved us open somehow or other. And there are no more highlights. Those 2 goals in the first half, 14 and 45 minutes from Yamalak and Openda, has given us the win. 12 shots, just 3 on target, 1.73, 50% of the possession. They had 5 shots, didn't hit the target at all. 50% of the possession. Let's go and see how that's left us in the table. And with the round of results all complete, we remain in 5th place, just 1 point behind Burnley and Wolves, with a slightly better goal difference. So something to be worked at there. We are 6 points adrift of Sheffield United in 2nd place, and that's where we should be aiming. But Crystal Palace now 11 points clear of Sheffield United. I think Crystal Palace have pretty much walked this one. It's who can get to that 2nd automatic spot, and we must be working towards it. Despite our early season wonders and what have you with the players, hopefully we can bring in a couple more players in this transfer window and make sure that we've got the impetus to do. We've still got some out on loan, and the likes of Alex Scott and people like that maybe will come back and play for us. We will see in due course. So that's how we finished. I think we started the episode in 5th. We finished the episode in 5th. 2 points clear of Blackburn in 6th, and 4 points clear now of Watford, just outside the playoff places. So starting to cement a playoff place at the very minimum, but still within touching different distance of the Sheffield Uniteds of this world. And if they start to go off the rails a little bit, it's a good opportunity to catch them. They lost today to Derby County, who we beat quite thriftily. So we'll be looking forward to climbing that table just a little bit more. News on Enzo Lafay. The good news is he's only out for a couple of days. So it's a minor injury. So he should be back in time for the Chelsea game. Quite possibly anyway. So we will see in due course. Right, we will be straight back for that Chelsea. We're going to play Chelsea and Swansea in the next episode, and we'll see how that all falls out then. As to what comes next, it might be if we don't get through the 3rd round of the FA Cup. It may be we work our way through February a little bit and down the list somewhat. I'll work out how it works out from there. But yeah, quite an eventful episode. A draw against Chelsea, giving us a 3rd round replay and a draw for the 4th round. And, of course, a 2-0 win over Millwall, which puts right the 3-0 loss earlier in the season. And I think we've started to hit a little bit of form. If we look at it now, 3, 6, 7 games unbeaten in all competitions. It's a shame we haven't got Bristol City in the EFL Cup quarter-final now, because I think we could give them quite a game. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to give me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Project Turnaround. Our other series, of course, FM24 series in the early access save. And that is West Ham, of course, in Irons in the Fire. And also when we release more series of FM24, it will keep you in touch with what's going on there. And the best way of keeping up to touch of what's all going on here on this channel, total is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Don't forget, if you haven't ordered your copy of FM24 yet, you can still buy it. And the discount will run out when the full version comes out, which is likely to be end of the week, start of next week. So now's the time to buy it. If you buy it using the link below and the discount code, you'll save yourself some money and you help the channel, and it will be much appreciated. Thank you very much. New episodes of Project Turnaround are released every Tuesday and Friday normally. But, of course, we've added this extra one in today, so we will be back on Friday for our next episode, which will be episode 14. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.